Alrighty. Well, I believe that is our signal to start talking incessantly, don't you think, Canuck?
Nobody knows the bingos I've seen.
Well, I mean, they might. We might have some people who watched the race earlier. Anyway.
I definitely hope not.
Hi, everyone. We've got some double anti-bingo action coming your way. In case the giant bingo board on the right didn't tip you off. I'm Woat, and the guy who sounds exactly like the kind of person who'd be called the Hangry Canuck is the Hangry Canuck. How you doing tonight, Canuck?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Good to get my feet wet in the booth again. It's been a while since I've been around the community, so just good to be back.
Oh, for the folks who have no idea what they've just stumbled into, this is a Final Fantasy I double anti-bingo race. And what is double anti-bingo? Canuck, do you want me to just answer my own rhetorical question?
Yeah, go ahead, man. I'm more of a color commentator type of guy.
Alright, so in a double anti-bingo, you have a bingo board of objectives on the right. Your goal, as the double implies, is to complete 2 lines, be they horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. The anti-bingo part, though, means one of those lines is forced upon you by your opponent. In this case, I believe, is it poppadux forced row 4 on Shadow Mr. T and Shadow Mr. T forced column 5 on poppadux, or was it the other way around?
Nope, you got it right. Looks like poppadux is the red square, so...
Yeah. So, not necessarily what I would have gone with, but, we can look at what they did decide to do. Both runners decided that making the other guy fight Warmech was the play. But we do have a 24 spell slots on one character, so if you have that, you're gonna have to bring a red mage or a white mage to the party. Or not red mage, a black mage or a white mage to the party, because that's the only way you can get the level 8 spells.
Yeah, and on top of that, you're going to need the tail to promote in order to use the level 8 spells.
Right, you can't buy the spells if you can't use them, so that kind of offsets the you must promote, but at level 25, which I think speaks for itself.
Yeah, so both guys are going to have to find a tail either way. But I mean, I don't find R4 to be that bad, because I mean, Bahamut's first floor has dragons on it.
Yeah, we have the Hall of Dragons flag on for this, so that's some good synergy there. You gotta go to Bahamut, might as well kill your dragons on the way there and back.
Yeah, so you're pretty much checking off 2 boxes right there as you want to go. But anyway, let's talk about these parties we got going here. Looks like poppadux is going the Wreckham stage with a black belt, taking the Thief. I'm half thinking that Thief's going to be licking dirt for a while, but...
It's one of those things he may be thinking, we got Thief lockpicking on, so he may be thinking, in the event that I have trouble finding the key, I can pick that Thief up, level him up, just pretend the key never existed.
Yeah, but looking at it now, you don't need the key to get into Topher, so the key is pretty much useless to you at this point.
You make an excellent point.
So lockpicking, the only thing lockpicking would do for you is if you have to open, like, say you have to open all the TFC floor chests. You wouldn't need the key to do it. If your Thief was 25 or whatever this level's set to, he could pick the door for you.
24, so close.
But no, I like it. The rest of the board looks pretty mixed. Defeat some stuff, defeat some fiends, step on some stuff. I do not like that throw the Mazmoon into space, though. I think that should be stricken from the bingo.
See, yeah, I would have taken row 5 here, simply because, just because of carry 2.
Yeah, carry 2 rolls some bad stuff. That can be tough to beat 3 times.
Yeah, that's kind of my thinking there is, a lot of times you blow through carry 2, you never see anything bad. But making you fight her 3 times, you're more likely to see your opponent run into something.
J-Lo, I would have auto-forfeited had you give me that line.
Yeah, no, I definitely would have gone for row 5, I think, the same way. But, I mean, the war mech thing is also a interesting call. We do have patrolling war mech going, so, um, forcing your opponent to play hide and seek on Sky 4, not the worst thing you can do. Because you could very easily get into a situation where you're running around on that floor, getting some nasty encounters. Sky 4 does not have friendly fights. They're good eating in terms of XP, but they're not friendly.
Oh, looks like we're on our way. Our runners are entering the first town. We're going to take a look at some spells. White magic. We have heal, mute, expert, and cure 3. Cure 3 is not bad for a start.
Sure. I'd even take the heal, for level 1 magic, it's not the worst thing you can have on hand.
Well, it looks like poppadux is probably going to try to fill up maybe that white mage with all the spells, even if he doesn't use her and puts her on the ground. As long as she purchases the spells, I think she's still good.
Yeah. That black magic, though, is not bad either. I think I saw Warp, Quake, and Stop, or Slow. Take your pick.
Pretty cheap housing going on there, 700.
+1 pro rings, +2 chainmail. That is...
+4 iron helmet, +3 silver shield. That's good stuff for the fighter early on.
You might not need to buy the fighter any more equipment after this. Like, you might find something better, but I don't think you need to hit an armor shop for that fighter once you load him up with the stuff in Canaria.
Looks like poppadux is checking Sardia. Looks like he was kissing the wall for a bit, but we have a herb here on a free check.
Yeah. Classic Gamer in chat pointing out that we do have the purchase 5 HP restoring spells tile. So, like I said, this is a double anti-bingo, so the runners also do have to figure out another line they can do alongside the one that's being forced.
Ice +4. Ice sword +4. That's going to do some work early on.
That's going to do some work in the late game.
A gold Cheerio +1.
Okay, I'm just going to point out, an Ice Sword +4 is better than basically any sword in terms of raw damage in vanilla that isn't called the Masa.
And it looks like the sages went to rehab because they're not wandering all over the place, and they did give up the slab.
A slab?
A slab!
But yeah, so the runners are also needing to figure out what other line they want to do, given what they're forced to do.
Ooh, there's a Mazza, regular, and a cube, and we got some TNT. Looks like the prince was planning to blow up the castle, but we put a stop to that.
I mean, if he was planning to do that, falling asleep doesn't seem like the best plan, but, I'm not one to criticize someone's terrorism, so...
Hey, what do we know, right? We're just commentators.
Exactly. Alright, so I'm just kind of looking at the board trying to think, what else? Like, what lines kind of work with these?
Well, R5 wouldn't be too bad. Because, if you got to fight carry 2-3 times on a Topher run, you could probably confuse her.
No, you can't. Carry 2 doesn't have Carry 1's status vulnerability, and has one of the highest MDefs in the whole game. You ain't landing that confuse on her.
It looks like the pirates that don't have a boat decide to fall through the cracks anyway.
They might have a boat. I don't think we have free ship on.
Nah, Biggie had the canal. He's sick of boating. He wants to walk.
Okay. Canal's kind of like a boat. It's like the inversion of a boat. A boat goes through water, water goes through a canal.
Yeah, that made no sense. It works, though.
Yeah, but speaking of confusing carry, I do think column 4 might not be the worst.
Got some life, too, at level 2, so that's not bad. Looks like he's filling up the white mage with spells.
Yeah, because like we said, both runners have to go to Cardia. If confusion lands somewhere nice or you find a wizard stick, Carry is vulnerable to status, so You can land that confusion.
I mean, you could almost do R1 too. Because, I mean, Ice Cave is incentivized, so you're going to go through there. You're probably going to clean it out anyway. Marsh 3, you need the key or the thief, I guess. The Cardia Dragon you'd get at the same time. So row 1's not looking that bad, because Lich 2 usually isn't that bad.
Let's see here. Yeah, I would say if I'm in these runners' shoes, I'm looking at row 1 or column 4, and a lot of it's going to come down to what I'm seeing in terms of spell.
Hey, we got a Mazza. Game's over. Game over, Matt.
Yeah, Classic Gamer arguing that confusion's not the worst thing to try and land on carry 2. I'm gonna check something real quick while the runners are kind of getting their sea legs and figuring out where they're going.
Looks like poppadux is just buying some supplies, and it looks like Shadow's going to burn up some... Is he going to burn up some parts? He sure is. Now, poppadux got the Masmoon and a black belt, so he is ready to grind already, if he wants to, if he decides to find the Ice Cave. Early grind would not be a bad idea at this point, especially since, well, he doesn't really have... If he's got to beat Warmech, it wouldn't be bad. Yes, it does.
So Classic, I'm looking at the effectivity on or the accuracy on confusion, or on the spell confuse, and need to double check what carry 2's MDef looks like. Yeah, no, she has an MDef of 183, and confuse has an effective rating of... Okay, you are right. You are right. I had my numbers backwards.
It looks like Papa is talking to the Cardia Dragons, while Shadow MRT is doing a grind here at the Peninsula of Power.
The worst idea. If you have easy access to pop, you can pop yourself up to level 11 real quick. I tend to prefer doing it outside of Crescent, just because I find that the encounters down there are a little bit more... Like, the only thing you really lose out on is the Tyros, compared to fighting around Crescent, and Crescent has a little more diversity in terms of encounters off of Power Cycle, just because it's got that nice little four-way break. But yeah,
I think Papa's going after column 4, column 5 at this rate.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
He's going to hit 30 anyway, because you're going to grind that black belt to at least 32, if not higher. So that's that one. I mean, you're going to find ghosts all over the place. Confuse carry. So I'd say column 4 would not be a bad go with him.
It really just comes down to when do you get that confuse spell. But yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he is just filling up the white mage with just whatever she can suffer, so...
Yeah, it's still one of those things I'd rather not try to confuse carry to, just... Like, I don't feel like doing the math live on Twitch for how hard that would be.
Well, I mean, you can walk down to carry 1 in what? Maybe 5 minutes?
Not even. If you're not looting Volcano and the encounter table isn't a complete nightmare off of Power Cycle, with all of those damage tiles, you can get down there really fast. The only thing you have to be careful of is the fact that we do have lethal tiles on tonight.
Yeah, that's a flag I didn't know about when I first started playing, and I started with a character, like, on the one practice seat I did now, folks. Just one. One of my characters had 5 HP, and I walked to the Temple of Fiends, and when I got there, he was dead, and I was like, wait a second, that's not...
Oh, because we also have swamp tiles do damage on.
Alright, looks like Papa is going down Marsh. Marsh is an incentivized location, so this is always a good play to make early if you think you can make it. He doesn't have any charges of exit, though, so he's going to have to walk back out. Looks like Shadow's making the Ice Cave play.
Yeah, so that... I believe Ice Cave is incentivized, but we'll
It
see.
is.
We'll see how he routes this, because that'll tell us what he's thinking of doing.
Well, he doesn't have warp. So, he does have warp, so...
Yeah, the warp is level 1. They both have warp.
So, I mean, you could get down, check the item if it's nothing you want. But see, poppadux, when he goes down, he's going to have to defeat every trap tile in the Ice Cave, so he's going to have to open all the chests.
I mean, he doesn't have to open them, but if you're
You might as well,
getting
you're
into
there.
all of those fights, yeah, you might as well at least get something for it besides experience.
I think I have the Flame Sword +4, so the weapons right now have been turning out to be pretty good. We got some werewolves with the heat. Yeah, I think the treasure in the treasures is kind of low quality, so you're not going to find a lot of big ticket items in the chests at this point. What's with the weapon elemental bonus?
I believe it's 22.
I believe they fixed it.
Yeah, no, we have a slider now that lets you adjust how much bonus damage you get from targeting something's weakness with a weapon.
Oh yeah, these wizards are bringing the pain.
You love to... I mean, you hate to see it.
No, you love to see it. Pain and agony, first off.
Oh dear. That is... Oh... poppadux is in trouble. And that is a dead black belt.
That is not good. A wipe in marsh, that is going to cost you some time. Meanwhile, Shadow MRT is just admiring the view.
Classic Gamer in chat, continuing the earlier discussion, actually did the math for us. Confusion versus carry 1. I'm going to go ahead and stop you there, Classic. You forgot to account for the fact that carry 1 is vulnerable to status effects.
All right, poppadux and the Smarsh Cave,
I
round 2.
No, you didn't. You didn't. Yeah, so carry 1, it's an 87 out of 256, and carry 2 is 36 out of 256. So, carry 1, definitely the preferable one.
Math on Twitch, blasphemy.
No, he's not live, he can do that.
All right, looks like poppadux going to give this another try here. Now, you can run from these wizards, though. I don't know if I'd stick around. I think I'd try to get out of there in a quick rush.
Well, the real problem I have with this right now is, why is he going ahead and doing this? He can't go to every room on March 3.
Yeah, that's true. He only got a crystal for his troubles, so he's going to have to double dip Marsh Cave, which is probably not the thing you want to do at level 6. Meanwhile,
It's fine.
even Shadow fits here. Looks like Shadow's going to full clear this Ice Cave.
Okay, looks like poppadux just wanted to see what was in that incentive chest.
This is the crystal. But I mean, if you look at their lines, really, they need the cube and the chime, for sure, and the tail for both. That's about all they need for key items at this point. Because you got and you don't need the key to get through Topher, so. So you're down to really 2 key items. But I think poppadux has got to find a grind right now. I mean, you got a Massa, you got a black belt. You got to go to the Ice Cave anyway. You might as well go there now and make short work of it. Get that black belt to 50, and then it's just pew pew.
I think we do still need the loot with this flag set.
Loot's free.
Is it? So it is. Never mind.
Loot is free, and you don't need the key to get into Topher with one of the flags that are set.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually read the flags. It's amazing. I actually read the flags.
Okay. I did read the flags, but I'm not used to there being that free loot on the treasures tab.
Yeah, so they're pretty good. So
Yeah, I'm used to shortened Topher being the now you have a loot.
basically, they really only need the cube, the chime, and the tail, and they're in go mode. But then it's just a matter of what are you gonna do level wise.
Well, it looks like Shadow Mr. T found the chime. It looks like an ice cave.
And it looks like those mages have some blizzard. Ooh, we must have found the ribbon. Did he? We must have missed
It
that.
could be flame armor or a flame shield. But
I
I
like
mean,
the new.
regardless.
Well, it's new to me because I haven't played this game in about a year. But it shows you what the weapons do and what they're weak against now. I like that.
Yeah, no, the devs have done a great job adding in things that I'm honestly not, excuse me, entirely clear how they've added to the game.
Oh, Kyle's in a good spot. If he can get to the eye, he can start a grind because he does have massa, and he can probably take the eye out.
Oh, that's so risky, though. We like with the way this cave can be.
Yeah, but you get that fighter to 50, no matter what's in this cave, you're coming out alive.
Well, there's the tail.
But there's our answer.
All right,
Look at
so
the tail. So he's going to be able to fill all 24 slots on one character now once he
yeah,
class
so
changes.
that tail I believe came out of Narek. So that is that's going to be accessible to Shadow Mr. T as soon as he follows up on that herb, which we got the herb. Did we get that from the sages here?
No, the sages had the slab.
Okay, Sarda had the herb then. All right, so
Yeah, Sarda had the good stuff, and the mages had the slab.
all right, so we take the herb that gets us the TNT from the Elf Prince. Excuse me, which turns into the ruby, which turns into the tail. So yeah, if Shadow Mr. T follows this fetch quest from Sarda, once he gets around to Sarda, um, he'll have everything he needs to actually get to Chaos, and do his forced objectives.
Well, no, he's still going to need the cube and the chime because he's got to defeat Ormec. So he's going to
Okay,
have to get to the
Canuck,
Sky
Canuck,
Tower.
Canuck. I know you don't read, but I know you can look at the screen.
Does he have him already?
Are you not looking at the screen? Can you not see the tracker?
I don't look at the tracker. Psh.
Yeah, I think he found the chime in ice. So all,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
so he just needs the tail.
yeah. So once he does that fetch quest and gets the tail, then you'll have to decide which order he wants to do his rows in. It's going to be interesting to see the power of the black belt against the power of the fighter.
Well, the big thing I think that's going to help him out here is, actually, I just thought about another synergy that row 4 has. Um, because you must promote after level 25 requires you to get everyone to level 25.
Oh, is it everyone?
Everyone. But you know what a good place is to get a lot of experience for characters in a hurry if you can manage it?
Looks like Papa's in the right spot.
I was going to say a hall full of dragons, but your answer also kind of works.
Well, the thing full of dragons would be good for Shadow MTR for sure because you get mad levels. Plus, he gets to complete a square.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is since Shadow's got to level his whole party anyway, and also has to murder a bunch of dragons.
Now, does that count the dead as well?
No, I don't think we have that flag on.
No, I mean that thief is dead. So he can't get the full party to 25.
I'm looking at Shadow Mr. T.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to make the statement. If Shadow Mr. T loses somebody, like, or lets somebody dance somebody, would he
Well,
not
he hasn't
finish?
yet. Like, he picked up that whole party after everyone got killed in ice.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering what the ruling would be on that. I guess you'd have to bring him back to life to get him to 25.
Yeah, you have to get everyone to level 25, so there's no keeping someone damned until they hit level 25, which might explain why he brought the thief along.
Now you got warp charges. What you could do here is you could do the sneaky play and get to the eye right away. With 2 warp charges, you can hit the tiles in the right spot. You can get to the eye without having to go across this floor.
Now, I will point out, though, that at least that Life 2 is fairly low level, so, like, that party-wide grind won't be that bad, just because if someone goes down, as long as it's not your Life 2 caster, you can just pick them back up and keep rolling.
Now, see, I don't know if I would have brought him back up. This is your grind time. Right, because you got the Mazza on your black belt. He's probably going to one-shot the eye for now until he gets punching. Meanwhile, Shadow MRT is going through the Marsh Cave. That's some good weapons, man. Flame +4, Ice +4.
Yeah. Just a shame that with 2 mages, you can't really use it.
Good money, though.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for poppadux. He's going to need a lot of money because those level 8 spells don't come cheap.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, if he grinds that black belt to 50 on the eye, he'll have money to burn. Looks like he's grinding on this Frost Dragon.
Need it.
This is a little weird of a grind here.
Well, so
Because it's definitely not as safe as the eye. Because it takes you more than 1 round.
well, okay, I think I see the rationale, though. That tile to the left is safe. You can't get encounters on that tile. So the logic here may be, I can survive these fights with the Frost Dragon well enough to at least get my black belt and these mages up to comfortable levels. And then I can kill the mages off, since trap tiles are also free steps, or damage tiles are also free steps, and go grind the eye if I need to.
Hate makes a good point, too. He might be trying to kill the 12 dragons as well. Might go diagonal, because he does have to fill that white mage up. So he's going to get the 5 HP restore spells anyway.
That is true. I didn't even think about that diagonal.
So I think that's what the point of this grind is.
Though... Okay, there's the key from Matoya.
Yeah, he just lit it up, so...
Yeah.
So I like this play. It makes sense now.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, so now he's going to move on. He's probably going to finish off his grind on the eye.
I don't know.
Is he looking to kill off the white mage?
He may be going for the ghosts.
He might be just trying to get as many squares as he can to set himself up.
Yeah,
Well, I did say column 4 was in play earlier.
Yeah, column 4 is definitely in play. Now that you've pointed it out, bottom left, top right, Really, like, the worst tile on that he's already having to do, and the second worst tile, is mostly just tedious.
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna defeat Lich 2, 3 times, he's gonna have a black belt at level 50. That's gonna be one punch every time.
That's top, left, bottom, right, Canuck.
Yeah, but he could also go that way.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have to get the black belt to 30, though.
Well, the black belt's going to 50. It's just or close enough.
I mean, he could stop at 32. The scaling on this flag set's not bad enough to where you need, the full power black belt.
And none of them check the bats. So the bats in this flag will actually give you hints as to what the fiends you're going to be facing have. They'll tell you what their stats are, tell you if they have any spells. So it's a good idea to talk to the bats.
Might just be saving it for when they're actually going into Topher. Also, they might have forgotten that they already have the orbs and thus can just talk to the bats whenever they feel like it.
Oh no, he misstepped. He's going to have to bring that black mage back to life. He meant to step on the eye tile, but he didn't.
Yeah, that's the risk of that's one of the dangers of the eye grind. That and the random encounters.
Looks like shadowmrt is following the quest to get his tail, so he will be able to promote.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on when he decides to go do dwarves.
He warped again. It looks like he's not doing the Wow. I don't quite understand this play, but...
So actually, I just realized that's one thing we forgot to mention at the outset. Because there are probably people who will be watching this who are familiar with how double anti-bingo or bingos in general are played in other games. In the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, we enjoy pain. So whereas in most other games that do the whole bingo board thing, you're done once you fulfilled your objectives. In Final Fantasy Randomizer, we prefer to go the route of no, you also have to kill chaos.
Looks like I think Papa might be doing an Agama grind here.
I don't hate it.
He doesn't have a way to confuse Carrie, though. Or did he pick up Confuse?
I have no idea.
But if he's going to do a black belt grind, he won't have Confuse anyway because both his mages will be dead.
Well, if he found a wizard stick.
I'm trying to understand where he's going. This isn't incentivized.
Yeah, I don't either.
Unless he found the wizard stick and we missed it. But he's got heal up, so maybe what he's going to do is confuse Carrie first.
No, you know what he's doing? Excuse me. I bet he's... No, wait, because we have... No, he's going for Carrie. I have no idea why he's doing this.
Well, he's going for Carrie, but he's got to go the other way, because this floor is flipped!
Yeah, no, like, I initially was like, well, maybe he's going for the fire elemental skill or spell square, but, scripts are shuffled, as are skills and spells. There's no guarantee you're going to see a single fire skill in Volcano.
I think his plan might be confuse Carrie, then go back for the grind. That way, because if he does the grind first, then he won't have the white mage to confuse Carrie.
Black mage.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've played.
Okay, yeah, okay. There was confused at level 4.
Oh, Carrie wiping out here like nobody's business.
Well. Oh, good night.
Better land that confuse. Boom. Uh-oh, here we go. Is he going to get turn order? Boom goes with the confuse Carrie. Oh, no. Fish is going to wrap it up. Woo. He's got one shot. This fails. He's going down.
Yep. Reset. And poppadux saying, I might come back, but I've got a few more spell shots.
Meanwhile, Shadow is here buying level 7 spells. Or at least looking. Almost didn't happen.
Canuck, the timer's been running the whole time.
I'm just looking at Math Girl, totally not almost half an hour in before we have a timer.
I don't know what you're talking about. She just said the timer's been running the whole time.
No, Carrie definitely didn't skip Arm Day this time.
Carrie rarely skips Arm Day. So, alright, here is something to think about if you're in Poppadux's shoes, I think. You have that thief that you currently have damned, but you have a thief, which means that you have a ninja, because you are going to promote. Which means that you technically have two confusion casters. You now know that carry 2 is buff AF. So maybe you think about getting that thief back up to at least get him in position to where once you do your promotion, you can start immediately teaching that ninja spells, getting that ninja spell slots, so you can at least be cranking out 2 confusions around. If you're still thinking about doing that diagonal.
Yeah, but it's probably just quicker and less. I mean, I think that was just unlucky, missing 4 confuses on Carrie, because she usually confuses pretty easily.
I have definitely had Carrie just shrug off 5 or 6 confuses in a row.
Oh, Carrie's a beast. Come on now.
But that seed had a lot of other adventures involved with it.
Issues involved. And the robot has the Oxyale, so that's not a bad pickup this close.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm not sure what Shadow could do with that.
So we are half an hour in. You are Shadow MRT. You have 1 square clicked. What's going through your mind at the moment?
Honestly, not overly concerned, because I know that I have access to Warmech at this point, and that's that's the only real routing thing that I care about. Like, Earth
Okay.
3 is a quick Earth 3 is not a bad dive. The dragons aren't bad. I'm working on toward the promotion thing. And my opponent's all over the chart.
Can we get a timeout for a second?
Shoot.
I know I'm not seeing things, but did that harm spell hurt something that's not undead?
Yeah. Oh, you don't know about that flag? White mage. There's a flag now that lets white mages do damage to all enemies with harm.
But I casted a harm 3 in my match, and it was ineffective.
Did you use a white mage to do it?
That's a good question.
Yeah, no, it's specific to white mages. If a red mage casts harm, it only affects undead.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like everything that's not undead, I believe, has resistance to harm, or at least there's something like that. But the thing is yeah, it's still a nice non-elemental AOE.
Oh yeah, I'm always fighter red mage, black mage. I never take a white mage.
Yeah.
I'm forced to.
Yeah, so red mages don't benefit from it, but white mages do. It's one of the various attempts to actually make people take white mages.
Looks like we have Poppadux going down for round 2. Or is he going to stop by the Agama room and do some damage first?
Yeah, and if you were looking at Shadow Mr. T's screen just now, you saw that harm 4 doing work. It was like 130 damage apiece.
Yeah, well, this is where Shadow's going to get the leveling in, plus get the square, kill 12 dragons.
Yeah, so Shadow is very quickly going to fill in some space. The big if for him is he's got to find those 2 poison elemental spells to Poppadux's 1.
So
But
looks like Papa's doing the Agama grind. So I don't guess he's going to confuse Carrie this time.
Yeah. Excuse me. I mean, he left himself with a lot of options. He could pivot to column 2, and go from there. We'll know if he, if... Okay.
Well, with a black
Col-
belt at level 32, 42, whatever you take him to, the refight on the Fiends the second time is basically elementary. You know you're going to get that square.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking, really, the Lich 1 tile might be what turns him off from doing column 2. Because we ain't seen a rod yet.
No, that is true. So row 2, column 2, and that diagonal are kind of out of the question right now. Especially if you're not going to go looking for any other key items because you have what you need.
Yeah, so...
Those Agamas are beefy though. They're over 350.
Yeah, honestly, he... Right now, that diagonal is probably poppadux' best bet. Because of the... just looking at the tiles he's done. Because row 1, he's gonna need the key. And while we do know where the key is, I don't know if he actually went to Matoya and picked it up. And if he did, I would assume he would have done that before Marsh, and he didn't bother to do Marsh then. So, yeah, with what he's lit up thus far, column 4 and bottom left to top right are kind of his best and most accessible tiles, but those both require him to kill Carrie or to confuse Carrie.
I mean, he could go across row 1, but I mean, then you'd have to buy. He's got to buy the spells anyway. He's got the key, or he knows where the key is. I don't know if he's got the key yet. I don't see it up on the tracker, so.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't know if he went to Matoya, because he did get that crystal early, but we did see him take a while to get around to turning in the TNT. And he also got that pretty early. So
it looks like we're in grind mode here. We have Shadow grinding on the dragons, and we have poppadux killing some Agamas.
yeah, I feel like Shadow's going to be through a lot quicker.
Well, Shadow's going with all 4 characters, so.
Yeah, but he's also killing 4 times the enemies in each thing, and
yeah, but he's getting. But he's probably getting the same amount of experience for each person that Papa's getting for Fist.
Yeah, but he's also not Shadow's only got to go to 25. Papa's going to 30 something.
Well, he better heal Fist, or he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I was about to say. Plus, Papa's going to be losing time doing all this healing with potions, whereas all Shadow's going to do is toss some heal spells up, pop a cabin or a house, and then go on his merry way. So, I feel like Shadow's going to move on from this grind a little before Papa, though it might balance out because I think Papa started his grind first. So, we'll see.
Yeah, either way, these grinds are going to make those squares light up a lot faster.
J-Lo, I can tell you that Shadow at least picked up the key. That's how I know where it is. It was from Matoya. Alright, thank you, Saracen. So yeah, I think both runners have their keys already.
Yeah, so if they got the keys, that makes row 1 pretty... I think row 1 is pretty much where Papa's going to go.
Yeah, because, I wouldn't necessarily take being able to one-punch man carry 2 for granted if you don't go to 42. But even at 32, you can one-punch through Lich 2.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, row 1 and then the C5 Warmax joining standing in your way. I don't know if they've seen a fire elemental skill or spell yet.
Well, if he's seen it, didn't click in his head, then he needed to light it up. So... Alright, so...
Tiamat can show up here too, I suppose. Tiamat is a dragon.
Yeah, and that's going to be Tia 1 that we're looking at. So, Shadow getting a preview of a fiend he's almost certainly not going to fight.
And he's not liking what he's seeing right now.
Oh yeah, no, this tier 1 looks nasty.
But he saved recently, so
yeah,
didn't lose much progress.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. Is this is a that's what I was saying about this grind. Is it's a much safer one, and the XP gain is good enough to where you can do 4-man strats with it.
Yeah. But I mean, once Papa gets his black belt to where he's going, there's gonna be no stopping it. It's gonna be like, you really want to ride this train? Choo choo!
Ormec could still put up a fight.
Oh, we've seen a fire elemental skill. What did these red dragons have that we didn't see?
I mean, we might not have seen it yet. They are on a slight stream delay, so we'd probably see it this round. Yep.
Fire Twee.
Yeah, so.
So he doesn't really need that square, but it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It's. I think you have to light it up anyway, but I also like it kind of gets in Poppadux's head a little bit of, okay, so it's somewhere.
Yeah, so Poppadux is up around level 37, 38 now, so he's probably going to take us to 42, I'm thinking.
That's the safe way to do it.
I've never seen a Warmech take down a 42 black belt before.
I mean, it's one of those things. I feel like with a Warmech, it kind of just comes down to how high he rolled on damage and evade. Because, like, it's one of those things, black belts don't really get that much absorb. You don't generally think about it because most things are dead before they can get more than 1 or 2 hits in on a black belt. But...
Oh, look who we have in chat. Good old Sardia. So yeah, so we're in grind mode here, and then our runners will probably start picking off some squares, so...
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, a black belt can take a lot of damage if the dice gods decide to dislike the black belt. It's unlikely for sure, but it is one of those things, like, that Warmech is still going to put up a fight.
Oh, of course Warmech's going to put up a fight. Warmech always puts up a fight.
Alright, Poppadux hits black belt 42 and immediately is going to head down to Carrie.
Well, we know Carrie hits hard, because he fought Carrie once, and Carrie wiped people out, so...
Yeah, it's still one of those things. He's going to hit hard enough. Carrie 2's not going to roll high enough to do much to this black belt.
No, he's going to walk in, and it's going to be Adrian, and that's it.
Yeah, Classic Gamer in chat does point out, too, that Slow 2 can still land on a black belt. Yeah, that carry just hit for 150 damage, and the black belt fired back with...
900.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, and we see how hard that carry was hitting before.
Yeah, so it's one of those things, like, a level 42 black belt only really shaved about 100, 150 HP off of the damage that carry was doing. So, like, physical damage is still a problem for a black belt. It's hard to notice because you usually kill things before they get a chance to hit you hard enough for it to matter.
Looks like we got Papa, yeah, going in the marsh, so he's doing roll 1.
row 1 confirmed.
Yeah, row 1, column 5 for sure.
Yeah, so... Ugh.
Or column 4, but he already ran over Carrie.
Yeah, I can't imagine he's going to worry
No,
with...
he's got to go row 1. Row 1 is where he's set right now, because he's going down Marsh, visit every room. He's going to wipe out Lich like nobody's business. The only thing that's going to get him right now is filling the spell slots, because he's got the tail. He's got to promote, so he's...
Well, he needs money.
He's got money. He grinded.
So
He's
yeah, that's
over.
right. The Agama gives a good chunk of money.
So really, poppadux is just a matter of finishing his squares and going in and wreck all and leave is pretty much how it's going to go. So right now, poppadux is sitting in a good position.
So, let's see. From Shadow Mr. T's perspective, his big roadblock, I think, once he's done getting to level 25 with everyone, is he's gonna have to go in and find these poison elemental skills and spells.
Yeah, plus he's going to have more trouble with Warmech than Papa's going to have. Especially if Warmech rolls a high evade. If Warmech rolls a high evade, Shadow MRT is going to have some troubles going on.
I mean, the flip side to it is, Warmech is going to obliterate poppadux's part. Like, everyone who's not a black belt on poppadux's side...
Yeah, they're going down.
Yeah, is Warmech bait. Whereas Shadow Mr. T's party, like, all of them should be able to handle a fight with Warmech.
Yeah, Warmech's gonna walk in like, hello, ladies, and just wipe out everybody except the black belt.
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing, is... If Warmech is in any way, shape, or form nasty, I like Mr. T's chances a little bit better here.
Yeah, but the thing is, poppadux doesn't need those 3 ragtag misfits he has with him. He's got Fist.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying in the unlikely event we have a nasty Warmech, or a nasty anything.
The only thing right now that's going against poppadux is we haven't really seen a ribbon. So that black belt is still susceptible, but it would be very bad luck if it happened.
Yeah, like...
Ooh, we have a crown in Gaia. No one's gonna buy that, because nobody gives a crap.
I want to fight Astos for, you know, the culture.
For the lulz. Alright, I'd say Papa is now heading... Probably gonna head to buy spells. Save north of the waterfall. Go punch Warmech in the teeth a couple of times. Looks like Shadow MRT is back on the grind.
Now, I think he had to retreat to restock on save items.
Okay, so a black belt punches you in the face for 600, and all you can do is ink? Oh, there you go, Tiamat.
Okay, I knew that Tiamat had something poison-related, because we could see it on Shadow's side that his party got poisoned.
Oh, there's his fire elemental.
Yeah, so okay, so Shadow only needs to see one poison skill at this point. Because you don't have to survive the poison skill you see, you just have to see it.
Yeah, so right now, poppadux is in great shape, because he's basically going to class change, buy the rest of his spells, go save at the waterfall, go beat Warmech, and then beat the dust out of their purple carpet twice, or 3 times.
So, Classic Gamer asking in chat if the improved dark penalty is on, and it is.
There's an improved dark penalty?
Yeah, no, dark
Dark actually works?
Yeah, it's actually a problem now with that flag on.
Oh, wow.
Like,
we'll love that.
It'll
Lance
drop
actually useful now.
It'll drop a black belt from 6 hits to 1 or 2.
Wow, so it works like a slow, in other words.
Yeah! Yeah, it does! It's a problem.
So now Papa's going to the waterfall to save.
Alright, and he has hit the lake. So Shadow is in a bit of a threat mode at this point.
Yeah, Shadow's gonna be thinking to himself, I have to pull the old rabbit out of my hat, or it's as good as done. Lamp never has a use.
Lamp absolutely has a use. I have had to use Lamp in battle
Lamp
in
is like
scenes
YouTube.
I've played.
Lamp is like YouTube, friends. It's just useless.
No, Improved Dark did the impossible. It actually made you need to pick up Lamp.
Well, I guess that lamp spell's got to get some publicity too. I guess it's been in the corner long enough.
Yeah, no, like it. I have actually had fights where it's like I have to lamp this character. I need them to do melee damage.
So it looks like Papa is now going to fill out his spell list on that white mage.
I don't hate it.
Oh, it's pretty pricey there. He might not have enough money.
Yeah, that's the thing is even doing that Agama grind. It costs a lot of money to get the high level spells.
Because level 8 spells are going to run you probably 30 to 40k a piece.
I've seen some of them break 50k.
And some even could go max, like 65.
I mean, I think in vanilla, don't they all cost max at level 8?
No, they don't all cost max at level 8. In vanilla, level 8 is like, grind for days on end, but...
Okay, so they're close to max. Because JLo in chat is saying that it's 60k in vanilla for the level 8 spells, so...
Looks like Papa's rounding out his magic collection here.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. You're in go mode, you know what you gotta do, you have everything you need. It's just a matter of getting her done. Looks like this Tiamat's giving Shadow MRT fits.
Part of the problem is the fact that fighter's got dark. And you saw that fighter only landed one hit.
Well, that's pretty neat. They make dark useful for once.
I'm sorry, Shadow, but that's funny.
What?
The fact that it's another Tiamat.
2 in a row. No.
Alright, yeah, that... Having Dark on that fighter dropped her attacks from 4 to 1.
Looks like Papa's gonna pick up some... Oh, nuke at level 7. That was cheap. Oh, Fate's cheap as well.
Yeah.
So now what spell? I think he just needs level 8 spells now.
Yeah.
Is he gonna have the coin?
Well, we'll find out. Yo.
Oh, he might. He bought. He
has
a level
enough.
8 earlier.
Barely enough, but that's enough. Alright, so now he's got to go track down Warmech and then hope that Lich 2 doesn't demand respect tonight.
Well, no one. Hopefully he'll talk to the bat, so we'll see what Lich 2 is commanding.
He almost throws away, and then it's just like, wait.
But right now, poppadux is driving this train as the conductor, and Shadow's pulling up the rear end of the caboose. Lich is just a purple. All Lich is a purple carpet, and all Papa's gonna do is beat the dust out of it.
Okay, y'all keep saying this, and then Lich 2 occasion is just like, so anyway, I figured I'd just use nuke first turn and, take out your entire party that isn't wearing a headband.
Yeah, and then Papa's gonna be like, pick those 3 people up on the buff black belt's back, walk through the rest of the dungeon carrying those three, and still put a beating on anything it sees.
Sir Tobalot, Warmac is patrolling tonight, so we will see him somewhere on Sky 4.
Yeah, so Papa's in good shape here. I think he's going to have a pretty easy time the rest of the way, unless Kraken 2 decides to do Kraken 2 things. Because Kraken 2 could probably still put a good dent in the black belt.
One of those things, all you need is one of the three fiends that doesn't wear stylish purple clothes to decide that it wanted to roll really well on damage tonight.
I prefer the purple carpet analogy.
See, I would prefer that more if I didn't get roadblocked by a Lich 2 with nuke first turn in a race once.
Yeah, that's once. Lich is probably like Glass Joe. He's 1 for 99 on the season.
Yeah, we've seen some Lich 2s demand respect. It doesn't happen very often, but when Lich 2 decides it wants to fight, Lich 2 can fight. Also,
Well,
classic
slow.
pointing out.
What can slow poppadux down is if that water floor churns out some waters that like to be punchy.
Also, like, we are having folks point out the fact that we could see a return of the Gurmaduces of Death. That would even slow a black belt down.
Forget the curveball, Papa. Give him the heater.
I mean, alternatively, mysterious third option. Both runners could just spend the next 6 years hunting down Warmac.
Yeah, Wormack's playing a good game of hide and seek today.
Because, yeah, it doesn't matter how high level Poppadux's black belt is, you can't punch Warmac out of thin air.
Yeah, Wormack's on his A game tonight.
There it is.
Oh, he's got no heal pots, but he's got lots of spells.
Yeah, he's fine on the healing. I
Okay,
mean,
we're taking
these
bet.
other three schmucks are dead, but the black belt's fine.
The white mage might survive. Might.
Might.
Ooh.
10 hits, 800 damage.
Ooh. Wormack's
Black belt
punching
already
back.
down to half health. If Warbeck hits the black belt before this heal 4 goes off, there might be some trouble.
Come on, man. Oh, what? Oh, he only has 3. Come on, Wormack.
We believed in you, Warmac, and this is how you repay us.
Man, that was so anticlimactic. I was ready for Wormack just to punch the black belt square in the jaw and just be over. And then laugh as he nukes the rest of the party.
Yeah, JLo, I don't think we've seen Power Bonk. Neither runner has done too much looting, and it's not incentivized.
Yeah, he doesn't. He has fast, but I don't know if he has temper on that black belt, that black mage or not. But Papa's got to remember to buy cure pots, which he probably is. Meanwhile, we have Shadow MTR filling out some squares now that his grind is done.
Wow,
He's promoted.
Heals were cheap tonight. Holy crap.
Yeah, and my C2 heals were like 8 gold a pop. I'd be chugging those bad boys back like they were water. All right, Papa is the first one into Topher at the 58-minute mark, and oh boy, that was Lich. That looks cute.
I didn't see the stars. What was it?
Well, I seen 2 of the stars were maxed out, and I think I seen Nuke and Cure 4.
I mean, the Cure 4 is not going to matter. Like, the threat of this from Lich is not that he's going to last long. It's the fact that the only member of Poppadux's party that isn't a black belt that is likely to survive. Like, if that nuke lands early, that Lich 2 could easily leave Poppadux with just the black belt. And
And he'd be okay with that.
So here's the problem I can foresee. Black belts chew through your heal pots if you're only rolling with a black belt through Topher. So it's one of those things. By the time you're hitting like air floor, you're going to be out of heal pots if you're coming from lich floor with a black belt.
Looks like Shadow MTR is making his way up the sky tower to take on the big guy.
And we do have chaos floor encounters on in this flag set.
Yeah, I noticed that. So now you don't got the break on the last floor.
Yeah, so it's one of those things like a buff lich 2 that you have to fight 3 times could put poppadux in a very unpleasant position even with a high level black belt.
Yeah, but watch what's gonna happen here. Night, night.
Okay, now he's got to do it 2 more times and hope to get the same turn order.
Ink glitch. Really? And you couldn't
Really,
even hit
lich?
the black belt. And you couldn't even hit the black belt to save your life. Well, this is anticlimactic. Come on, let's do something. 18.
Okay, lich. Even when you were alive, you were a mage class. Why would you try to punch?
Lich, you're benched. Ride the pine. Alright, so right now it's just a matter of getting it done. I can't see too much stopping Papa at this point.
Yeah, it would basically take, like, Kraken 2 deciding to just delete him.
Kraken 2 going for fast and about 18 hits. Alright, Papa coming into carry 2. Meanwhile, Shadow has found the big guy. The whole guy.
Reese, the improved heal flag is on, I believe. But it is one of those things where, in a situation with a solo black belt, you're still going to need to use those potions outside of battle.
Meanwhile, Warmack is putting up a fight here, but Shadow MTR. Now we know Warmack only has 1k HP, so Shadow can put a beating on him quick.
Yeah. And I mean, Shadow also found that Warmech about 2 minutes faster than poppadux did.
Yeah, but Papa Duck is coming up on the only speed bump that could possibly stop him at this point. Alright, Kraken. Let's see what you have. Not even putting up any defenses, just going, okay, let's go. Oh, he's got silence. And he hits pretty hard, too. Now, Commentator Curse doesn't exist.
It exists. Otherwise, my life has no meaning.
Oh, Kraken! You the
Told you
man,
so.
cool guy!
Told you so, Canuck!
That was a
I mean, this Kraken's got close to dead. There we go. But, yeah. Yeah, that can still happen.
Yeah, but the White Mage is still alive. But Kraken did his best. He tried. And he failed. Alright, Tiamat, can you do the same thing?
Tiamat brings out a fire too, so I'm going to guess no, because Tiamat is probably about to die.
Yeah, I think Tiamat's got about 5 seconds of life left. Although, takes out Boom.
Okay, Boom is a black wizard, Canuck.
Gotta go for heal.
It's a stiff wind. Stiff wind could have taken Boom out.
Alright, and Papa Duck's on the final floor. Now, we know there's encounters on this floor, but I think this is all but elementary at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, any stupid things happen in Final Fantasy 1 all the time.
Chaos would have to land a 3 and 256 death spell on that black belt to stop this pain train from going off.
While this is true,
Yeah,
it's
Chaos.
Final Fantasy 1. Stupid things happen all the time.
Yeah, Chaos is about to board the pain train.
7 hits for 700.
Population U, bro.
Poppadux going to go ahead and try for X for Brack strats in addition to punching Chaos repeatedly.
I'm not sure if X4 actually helps Brack hit.
It does. Brack is the only spell that X for actually helps.
Wow. And the black
On
belt
Chaos,
for
I mean.
76. Oh, there's the nuke. Everybody's gone but the black belt. Let's go. This is like a Rocky match. Chaos coming out with lightning 2. Fist swinging back. The uppercut 451. Fist comes back with the left jab 517. Chaos goes down. And Papa reset, I think.
Yeah, he still flagged himself as finished.
Well, we've seen the terminated. We did see the
terminated. So his official racetime.gg is 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 48 seconds. And yeah.
He probably hit reset when he reached over to hit the dot done on his computer.
Yeah, either way, yeah, no, we definitely saw Chaos die.
Yeah, we saw terminated, so there's no... It looks like Shadow is walking the... this would be a difficult one to do, too. The way these islands are shaped, you could easily miss a square. Like, I'm not even sure how you'd keep track of something like that. But anyway, we'll see if we can get Papa in here for a word.
Meantime, though,
looks like Shadow is going to finish out the race. I like that.
Yeah. And it looks like he is going for that row 5, column 4.
Yeah, this is a new bingo tile. I like it to walk every square.
Yeah, it's tedious, and the encounters aren't trivial, so...
So now he's just wondering what he's going to do next, maybe?
Alright, Poppadux will come join us. Alright, so someone just needs to drag him into the room.
Don't look at me.
I might have to turn on two-factor authentication in order... There we go. Hey, Papa. GG.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, first questions first. Have you unclinched from that Kraken 2 fight yet?
I actually wasn't that worried. I mean, a little bit. But I knew he was close, and I knew I had Fade in my pocket from the White Mage.
Yeah, it was one of those things.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
it shook me a little bit, but I knew he was close to being dead.
Yeah, no, it was one of those things like, once you ground that black belt up to 42, the conversation, the booth basically devolved into, he's got a level 47. The conversation was specifically, he's got a level 42 black belt, he's fine, versus, it's still Temple of Fiends. It can still do terrible things to you. I was looking at the Lich 2 to be the, to be the harbinger of doom by busting out an early nuke and leaving you to go through the rest of the dungeon with just the black belt.
Yeah. That was a little bit of a concern. I was originally trying to go for the diagonal, but when all my confuses missed on carry the first dive, I pivoted off to the top row.
Yeah, that's kind of what we surmised you were gunning for. So, all right, here's a question then. You forced row 4 on your opponent. Why that over something like row 5 or column 5 like he forced on you?
I didn't think column 5 was too bad because everything was relatively going to... towards the end of the game, everything was going to be close together. I finish up buying my spells there. The waterfalls in the north. Run into Sky and kill Warmech. I didn't think that was going to be that bad, and I saw the Fire Elemental spell relatively early with Tiamat in the Hall of Dragons. The main reason is that C2 poison elemental skills are spells. That has seemed to be a problem for a lot of people.
Looks like Shadow is heading back in to try the big boy Warmack again here.
And yeah, like Canuck and I both looked at that row 5 and thought that that one would probably be a bit of a problem.
It's an auto forfeit right there.
Yeah, Canuck for the Mazza, me for the carry 2 3 times, just because, like, carry 2 is one of those themes that I find is a problem, but as we can see, you chose wisely in this seed.
Yeah, I saw several paths to get there. I saw one early poison elemental spell or skill, and I was keeping that in my back pocket too to go the other way because I could have run down the Lich relatively quickly and visited all those rooms.
I mean,
Um,
did you find the rod?
I don't even remember if I did or not.
Yeah, I don't
But
think you did.
I had a bunch. I had several turn-ins that I hadn't done yet. Because I knew if my plan worked out, I didn't need those items.
Fair enough. But yeah, let's see. So, all right. So everything else about how you mark the board up is making sense now, because like there was a point early on when you had like the Cardia dragons, the open every chest in ice, and the see different dragons marked off. So we weren't. It was one of those. I'm not sure what exactly he's going for here, and then once you kind of bailed on the carry confused thing, it became a little bit clear that you were gunning for row 1 most likely.
Yeah, that was another thing. I wanted to give myself options and also not let him know what I was going for. So it's kind of all over the place. It's why I put certain things off that were relatively easy, like the save in the lake. Well, that I had to do anyway. I did ice cave. That was like my 5th or 6th location. I didn't go do those right away.
What made you leave Ice Cave? I mean, you were right there primed to go for the eye grind. And then you warped out and you left.
I didn't want to have to worry about getting the black belt out. One of the ghosts had something nasty. I don't remember which one.
Anyway, it looks
It
like
might
Shadow is
have been
giving Lich a
3.
run. Warmack. We know Warmack only had about 1,000 HP, so if you can do a bit of damage to it. Warmack was rather weak in this seed.
And there it is. So
now, Shadow has promoted. Open every chest on Earth 3. If we don't have the rod, then that's going to be another little runaround.
no, it's not. All the chests are before the rod.
Oh, Earth 3. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that one's fine. Like the only thing you have to worry about is that smelly guy who sleeps on Lich's couch.
Yeah, the poison scripts, you're going to find them real early because you're going to get, like, something's always got Stinger, because you know everything loves to poison you in this game.
Yeah, I mean, we know that he saw one of the poisons on Tiamat.
Yeah, damage poison Tia.
Yeah, that was early in Tia's script, and Shadow fought like 3 or 4 Tias. So we know he's seen half of the poison skills he needs. He just has to find something with Stinger.
Now, I don't know what second row he's going to go for right now, though, unless he does Lich with Quake.
Well, he doesn't have the rod either, I don't think.
Yeah, so it's up in the air as to what his second row is going to be at this point.
I feel like bottom left, top right is his most likely option at this point, because he's been buying spells for that white mage.
Yeah, and he's got like 300k gold, so he's not going to have much of an issue filling out a slot.
Yeah. So the only thing lacking is the carry, and that he's got a ninja and a black mage. He's going to be able to confuse carry. Like, he's got enough shots of confusion and can live long enough to use them.
I was looking at the board again, and row 2 would have been a nice one. Because that would have required the rod, which we don't have. Cast a spell of every element on enemies. I mean, I had that one earlier, and that confused me to no end.
Yeah, I intentionally avoided that row because of that. Because I'm not 100% sure on what spell is what element. Fire, ice, lightning. Those are easy, but
yeah, Quake is the only earth spell. Zap, I think, is the only time spell. Rub or Quad X for your death element spell, and then you can... Confuse is actually status type, so it actually does at least synergize a little bit with the column 4 in that row. And then Brack or Bane for poison.
Alright, so it looks like Shadow is heading for Lich. But so he's probably going to get that square out of the way. Hopefully see a poison as he goes by.
Oh. Apparently, there's a decent enough list to help you out there. Also, stop counts as time magic.
Yeah, that's what I was using earlier in my race. I kept looking at it. Arse next with Blizzard.
This is just rude.
I think you'll see the poison in Temple of Fiends, though, quite honestly. That's where I'd bank on seeing it.
I mean, we might see it here. Earth has a pretty good variety, and I don't think that either you or Shadow have really seen most of the enemies you find in Earth, so, there could be a poison skill hiding somewhere in here.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't see much of anything from there. Earth Elemental and Temple of Fiends, that's about it, I think.
So yeah, there's a good chance that Shadow's going to see something that'll throw out a poison skill on the way down, and that'll finish that tile off. That's all.
You just have to confuse carry and fill out the spell list. And we know Kraken 2 hits hard, so...
Classic pointing out that Bane is in the Fiend Refight spell list. The only problem is that requires you to not want to end the Fiend Refights as quickly as possible. Also, there's a non-zero chance that it landed on Warmech, and so that ship's done sailed.
Alright, looks like Shadow's gonna visit all these rooms. Get her done. So,
alright, while we're kind of watching Shadow deal with all of this, Papa, I do have a question for you as someone in this tournament.
What's that?
Selecting your row for your opponent. Do you favor tiles that are going to be difficult to finish, or tiles that are going to make that Topher run more difficult?
I'm looking at the ones that are going to be the most time-consuming, mainly. Everybody here is a good enough player that no matter what you give them, they're going to figure out a way through Topher. I think just slowing them down with whatever is the most time-consuming you believe is going to be the way to go.
Yeah, that's legit. It's one of those things. It's one of those questions I don't feel like has a right or a wrong answer, but it's one of those, like, it's a consideration to take into account, is the fact, because like I mentioned earlier in chat, we like most other bingo style races like this. Once you finish your board, you're done. We're one of the only communities, I think, where we make you finish the game after you finish the bingo. So, things that make the game more difficult to finish are a valid target in terms of forced lines.
Yeah.
Well, that speed bump didn't last too long.
Yeah, it's the smelly guy who lives in Lich's attic.
Alright, so there you go. Now, next on his list, I don't know where he's gonna go. He's gonna have to go confuse Carrie and fill all the spells. And pray he's a poison elemental skill on the way down to one of those two.
Well, I don't think we're gonna see that in Volcano. At least I don't remember anything like that in Volcano.
I've been poisoned in Volcano before.
Well, yes, but that was a different Seed Canuck.
To be fair, I did run from everything except for that Agama grind.
This is fair.
Ooh, Chaos has some high evade.
Okay, well, we knew that Chaos had some high evade. We watched that Black Belt continuously miss him.
Well,
You asked me about Kraken 2. When he nuked the rest of my party, I was more worried about that fight than I was the Kraken 2 fight.
well, he's got 8 pluses against his hit for Kraken, so...
Yeah,
he has almost no HP.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I just wasn't, oh! Well, there's that other poison skill that, that Shadow needed.
Yeah? Kraken?
Alright! Well, he's finished row 4 now.
He hasn't clicked it, so I don't know if he knows.
Yeah, my only concern is he may not remember that even if you die, it still counts as seeing it.
So someone might want to inform him, maybe?
Yeah.
Where were you guys when I needed you?
Yeah, I wonder if his plan is to try and confuse Carrie too.
I think it is. I mean, it's the only thing... I mean, he hasn't selected to fill all spell slots yet, or he hasn't...
Yeah, I'm wondering if, like, once he saw the dot done, he stopped worrying about clicking things off. But yeah, I'm not, yeah.
Well, that's not a full spell list.
Yeah, not on the White Mage. I don't think he's filled in the... Okay, I have no clue what Shadow Misty's doing at this point.
I think he's just going to kill... finish the game.
I mean, he could be looking to quack Lich too. Like, that is an option. He could just be looking to do column 1. We'll see in a minute.
Yeah, defeat Lich with Quake and defeat Lich 3 times. That's very possible.
Not a bad plan. Take care of both of them at the same time.
Yeah, like, I kind of forgot, like, I kind of had memory hold that defeat Lich with Quake, because I was like, well, they don't have the rod, but yeah, Lich 2 counts for that tile. And Lich 2 is very quackable. We're not going to talk about the time that my opponent whacked Lich 2, while I got to see the round 1 nuke from Lich 2. Not that I'm bitter. 4 years later.
Pretty sure we've all been in that situation before. So yeah, I must be going for column 1.
Yeah. Which again makes me wonder if he realizes, because, I mean, I guess, okay, I don't think we actually saw Tiamat pull out the poison on him, but there's no way that with all the Tiamats he fought, he didn't see at least one of them. So he has that square.
Yeah, he's probably just not worried about clicking them off at this point.
Yeah. Well, if he deals with Lich and then doesn't click that off, we'll let him know in the race room that he did miss that square.
Just you, Reese.
Just you, Reese. Of
Head
course,
towards
Reese's stream is frozen. He can't hear us saying it's just him.
He's heading towards the big purple feather duster here.
Oh yeah, there are those quakes coming out. That is absolutely what he's doing.
And all Lynch can do is darkness. Well, he looked at the stats on Lich, and there was no bad spells, and he was pretty weak all around, so... And as I say that, he blasts him with some thunder, but...
Yeah, that's fine. Very wisely healing the Black Mage.
Lich ain't going down easy.
He's also got like 7 more attempts with Quake.
And down he goes.
Alright.
Oh yeah, he clicked the square.
That square is good and done, so now he's just going to kill Lich twice. I was getting worried there for a moment that Reese was somehow seeing the stream from the future, but everything's fine now.
Yeah, now he's just gonna beat Lich 2 more times, and...
Yeah.
And then we'll see how he handles the rest of Topher.
Was that 2 Lich kills or 3?
Looked like 2 to me.
Yeah, I mean, his stream was hanging up there.
Unless he saw defeat Lich 2 times. Maybe he read the square wrong.
I have done that myself, because I know the Kraken and Tia ones are only defeat them 2 times. I thought they all were at first.
So I'm pretty sure he only killed Lich twice.
Yeah.
Someone should probably mention that in
Yeah,
chat.
I'm gonna go tell him.
Remind him of the poison, too. Right now, we know Carrie can hit. Carrie doesn't skip arm day. Look at he's just going all on the offense, though. Nukes and everything else. Well, trying to decide what he wants to do here.
I've passed the message along. I'm not sure if he's looking at the race chat, but, you know, that's really all we can do is just let him know.
Well, Carrie has Zap. And the thief felt the full blow of that. Because this was his first trip into Topher, right? Because I'm wondering if he beat it once before, but I don't think he did.
Yeah, no, this is his first trip into Topher, and even if he did kill it on a different trip, it's every run.
Yeah, I don't like that terminology. This could be the trouble pack, but... Does he know they're weak to water, or is he going to use light ice? Woo! Not many people know that these waters are actually weak to ice, not lightning, like you'd think they'd be.
Sense the elements are, you know, a water elemental is churning water. So, you know, you freeze it. Not like a fish that's swimming in water where you electrocute it. It all makes sense.
Nothing makes sense. Well, we know that. It's gonna be interesting to see how he handles these next couple of fights, because this is the danger zone. We know Kraken can like just hit you with the whole train, not just the caboose.
People normally get hit How do you hit someone with the caboose and not the rest of the train, Canuck? Are we backing into people with a train?
Maybe. I don't know. Look, I just say things. They don't have to make sense.
Well, yes, clearly.
That's why you're here. So you can make sense.
Well, that's just a fool's errand. But yeah, now see, this is a group where you do want to break out the lightning because it's all things that swim in water, so you electrocute them. I mean, yes, it is technically illegal in anywhere that regulates fishing, but
He has clicked the poison elemental.
okay, so he's at some point he saw something. So
Well, we'll see when he duns. I mean, I don't understand the process of fighting this stuff unless he was looking for the second poison skill.
he almost certainly was looking. Um,
And I don't think he bought heal pots. Because he keeps going into his item screen and I don't see him hitting any heals.
yeah.
I almost went into Topher without my heal pots.
Yeah, we noticed.
I stopped at Crescent to buy them and then realized that Crescent didn't sell them and was like, I'll just pick them up somewhere else when I'm shopping for my spells, and completely forgot to check anywhere.
Yeah.
Not
Our
even
tracker-
healing.
Yeah, our tracker Jayla, who has been a very helpful set of extra eyes, does confirm that we did see a glance, which is a poison element skill. So those are shadows too.
Oh, Kraken with mute touch. That's always nice.
Good old mute touch, also known as, haha, I hope you didn't want to use items.
Yeah, because mute, you can't even use caster items with mute. Well, it's mute point now because Plute's on the floor.
You can't use caster items and you can't use potions. Mute
Yeah, I don't
is
understand how muting you doesn't. Like, how do you not use a potion? Like, what, you can't open your mouth to drink? Or.
yeah, exactly. Like that's
Which makes
obviously how mute
sense.
works. It prevents you from opening your mouth.
Yeah, but then why can't you use an item? Unless you gotta, like, it's like a wand, you
Because
gotta go, ba-doo,
yeah,
and,
exactly. The items have command phrases, and that's how they work. So you can't use the command phrase to activate the item, and you can't drink the potion because your mouth is sealed shut. Boom.
makes sense.
Yeah. Hey,
Seems legit.
as far as I'm aware, you still can't use potions if you're muted. Because I
Wow.
think I tried to do that the other day because I couldn't remember, and it didn't work.
30 years. I never knew that.
Well, yeah, because in the game's code, like items and potions are just alternate ways to like use the casting effect. And if I'm not mistaken, like mute just keeps you from using the casting effects altogether.
Well, here we are on the Tia 2. We didn't see much of these fiends when Papa went through because he was just wreck everything and leave.
Yeah, and recent chat confirming that yeah, the game sees all of that as just, oh, you're using a spell now. Well, you have the effect that says you don't get to use spells now, so ha ha!
Okay, Tiamat skipped arm day.
Yeah, I think we saw that on Poppadux's side shortly before Tiamat was turned into a fine mist.
Gotta save that fast and that temper for chaos. That's true, Classic, it does. But does it stop them from using potions, I wonder?
I mean, I've never seen an enemy use a potion after I cast Mute on them. But yeah, Mute does also affect skill usage. Like, Mute is a surprisingly versatile status effect. It just has I don't think its accuracy is very good is the big problem on the player's end. That's 64, that's not bad. I should start using Mute more. That hits everyone. Keep that in mind.
All right, Shadow is through tier 2 and heading for the Chaos fight. Running a little low on magic here, but the White Mage is really carrying the team. We know these mages had like Lightning 3 or something, I think. They were not pretty. I wonder if you see anybody doing a victory lap now that there's actually encounters on this floor.
Oh, we're totally going to see people doing victory laps.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna do one the first time I get there.
Yeah, no, like this is the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer community.
That's just a meme.
Making poor decisions is basically our entire like directive.
Well, you gotta make bad decisions. You want to be part of the group. You can't tell me there's a Final Fantasy random player that hasn't made a bad decision in their day.
I mean, I've seen the kinds of flags that everyone races, including myself. Making poor decisions is the only reason we play this game. We do see Lock 2 coming out. That is very wise for this Chaos.
Yeah, because he knows Chaos has a lot of absorb. It's going to be tough to hit. But he's putting up his defenses. He's going to buff that fighter. Oh, there's the nuclear. Chaos is radioactive.
Yeah, but that must get to level 25 before promoting actually makes it so that pretty much the entire party, except for the thief, is still standing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next round. Yeah, suffering is good. I like to see people suffer.
I count the liking suffering as poor decisions.
It could be. But anyway, back to the action. Shadow MTR is trying to make decisions or good life choices here and what he wants to do.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure this is necessarily action-packed. It was mostly just Shadow trying to figure out, like, whether to go for healing or offense or what. And it looks like he settled on heal and try to get an X for going to... or another lock going to try and start meleeing Chaos to death. Oh, and throw out some Brax.
That fighter's pretty buffed up now, so the fighter was hitting for 400 or 500, so Chaos should only last 2 to 3 more rounds, so I'm pretty sure he's got this in the bag at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. We don't know what else is in this Chaos' script, because poppadux kind of punched Chaos to death shortly after.
There's a nuke.
Oh no, you saw a nuke, didn't you, Papa?
I did.
So we didn't see that nuclear.
Yeah, I never saw the nuclear.
Ooh, that ink isn't doing that fighter isn't doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah.
Chaos whips out another nasty spell. That could be the end of Frey.
Should be enough, because Chaos didn't have very much HP.
Oh no! Rub drew a ribbon!
Was the ribbon on the fighter?
Yes, it was. He changed it before the fight.
Did I just commentator curse somebody without commentating?
Yes.
No
yes,
way.
You did. Well, no, technically you said something nasty, which Rub is not nasty, and you said Frey, which Kia is not Frey, so you didn't technically curse anyone.
Well, it's punch for punch here. That's just bad luck.
I was gonna say, Canuck, I don't think this is a situation where you fist fight the Chaos.
Yeah, you don't want to go punch for punch with a white mage, but no weapon.
Yeah, and Shadow Mr. T has gone ahead and forfeit from the race. But get those GGs in chat, because that is a heartbreaking thing to have happen.
Yeah, that's not something you like to see in a race for sure. Yeah, if that white mage had taken down Chaos, that would have been legendary. See if we can get Shadow in here for a bit of an interview.
Yeah. Shadow's in the waiting room. We just need to get him dragged up. Shadow?
Okay, I miss.
Shadow. You're about 80 or so on the mic volume. You need to be at like 40.
Yeah, take about 20% off her there, bud.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Yeah, you just kind of blew out my eardrums. It's fine.
You switched the ribbon, right?
Yes, I did.
Man, we were talking. I always got this in the bag. Rub hits. It's like, no.
Yeah, and I misread the whole thing on those 3 times. That's my own fault.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that because like there was a bit of pausing on your side, and I wasn't sure if that was your stream or if like there was a hiccup like right before you finished the second lich, and then another hiccup right before you started the third. I don't know. It was one of those things where it was sort of a, I think he only fought it twice, but I better remind him just in case he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's my own fault. And gosh darn, finding something with poison was a pain.
So about that, you did you not see Tiamat 1 had the damage poison. You fought her several times.
She just meleeed me.
All right, because yeah, on Poppadux's side, we did see damage poison off of Tiamat 1. So
Yeah, no, I just got meleeed down by Tia 1.
all right. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure if you had seen it, you were remembering to count it, because you don't have to survive the encounter, you just have to see the skill.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's on the brighter side of things, column 5. What led you to picking that over some of the other options?
I don't know. It was kind of rough choosing.
Yeah. Cuz like I mean, the War Mech was definitely not a bad call. War Mech, you need 2 key items to get to him. You have to actually find him, which Poppadux took, I think, like 2 extra minutes to find War Mech compared to you.
Of course, Warmack wiped me the first time around, though.
6 of one, half a dozen the other. He did bring a level 42 black belt to play with War Mech, so that helped a lot.
Yeah.
The fill all 24 spell slots, I think Poppadux skid into filling out his spell book with 12k left after an Agama grind.
Yeah, that sounds right. I was wondering if I was gonna have enough.
Yeah, because when I think about, like, 24 spell slots, some of the spells, like, you can just roll expensive.
Yeah, so, like, there's definitely, like, column 5 was not a bad call. The fire elemental skill or spell definitely, like,
Is an easy one.
it can still be a problem. Like, it took Poppadux a while to find that.
Was that on Tia that I found that too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I saw Fire 2 come out from Tia.
I think she had Blaze too.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Let's see here, though. But yeah, like, so, do you kind of have any sort of a strategy in mind when you're picking it? Because, with the whole, not only having to finish the rows, but also having to finish the game, is there any temptation on your part to, like, play more for tiles that are difficult on their own, or tiles that make actually finishing the game difficult?
Considering I haven't done many of these, like, I think I've done, like, 1 practice seed and then this. I don't really have a strategy.
I mean, that's fair. Like, it's one of those things, sometimes just picking things that sound like they'll be a pain and then hoping that RNG decides to make things a little bit harder than they need to be is a completely valid strategy. Like,
Yeah.
if you'd forced, say, bottom left, top right, Poppadux did lose some time trying to do that as his second line, and Carrie just refusing to be confused.
Oh boy.
So, your other line. Let's talk about that for a minute, because, like, I'm kind of looking at everything. Was your plan always to go for column 1, or were you thinking about that bottom left, top right play and then?
Yeah, that like the bottom left, the top right was in my head as well as the top column 1.
All right. So was it just sort of you kind of got toward the back half of the game and were like, I don't feel like spending the money for these spells. I'm just going to Quake Lich 2 and be done with it.
Yep, basically.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's been a couple tries. That first Lich fight was basically just waiting and hoping to God Brack happens. Or not Brack, Quake.
I mean, I was saying on commentary, I have absolutely lost races because my opponent got a first turn Quake on Lich 2, and I didn't, and that particular Lich 2 demanded respect. That's the third time people watching this have heard me say that, so I won't mention it again. But,
not gonna lie, I was kind of worried about Lich having a nuke with all the misses coming in from Quake, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. He still has good MDef, especially compared to Lich 1.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things. Now, Quake is very much usable on Lich 2.
Yeah.
And yes, Sonny, that was Dang who did that to me. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of other stuff that we kind of noticed during the run. And I guess another question of Shadow, and we weren't entirely sure on this either. How much experience do you have with the randomizer? You mentioned that you've done like one practice and you're still kind of figuring out the meta a little bit.
Well, at least for the dab, but I've probably been playing the randomizer since 2020, like casually, and then kind of started practicing running through around the time when the this winter Duckling Derby practices were coming online and all that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It was sort of like you were kind of a newer face, so it was sort of a how long has he been going at this? That sort of thing. So
yeah,
no, I mean, it's one of those things. You would have had that Temple of Fiends with another dive. It just that rub was just savage.
That was.
I mean, the bright side is, now that that's happened to you, congratulations, you're officially a runner of Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer.
Oh, I've had it happen during, and I've also been participating, usually in the weeklies where I can.
Yeah, but it doesn't count until it happens on a restream.
Touché. It doesn't.
It doesn't count until everyone gets to see it happen to you.
Sure.
Yeah,
like the 2 people watching.
No, there's more than 2 people.
No, I meant like on my stream. Like.
No. It doesn't count until everyone gets to cringe with it.
Well, let's put it this way: you're gonna have lots of people that are gonna be cringing on it eventually.
Oh yeah.
Because it's gonna happen multiple times.
Canuck, we're trying not to scare people away from playing the game, or that we're supposed to make them think things are going to be okay until they're in too deep and they've assimilated.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that? It's just, deep into the weeds off the bat. Don't even look at the shore. Just swim to the deep end.
Anyway, we should probably start wrapping things up because I'm sure that Math Girl would like to go lie down. Shoutouts to Math Girl for handling 2 restreams tonight in spite of fighting off the back end of COVID. Also thanks to JLo7 for handling the tracking tonight. But yeah, so poppadux, as the winner of the race, any final thoughts?
No, good game, Shadow Mr. T. Thank you guys for commentating, and JLo for tracking, Math Girl for restreaming. Hope you feel better. Anybody that's watching that's not part of the Discord yet should join. It's a lot of fun. It really is, and there's a great group of people that'll help you learn it. So get involved. It's fun.
Shadow, you have anything you want to add as a final thought?
Arden, good game, poppadux. That was fun. Arden, chaos. We're gonna have words later.
Yeah, no, go back in there and give Chaos the what for after we're done here.
Oh, I probably will. Here, I'll go X for him and brack him later.
Good plan. Alright. For my part, the only thing I'd like to add is just, if you're not sure how to join the Discord, just go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. That's where you'll find the randomizer. That's where you'll find links to not only the community Discord, but also the developer Discord if you want to see how the sausage gets made, or possibly jump in and contribute if you are so inclined, because, quite frankly, all of the wild and crazy things that some of you might have been sitting here thinking, wait, how did you can do that in this game? That is the result of our very dedicated dev team doing everything in their power to push this game to things that, quite frankly, make me wonder if they're just all mad scientists. So
Who
yeah,
knows?
join up with the community in general, and who knows, you might be the person who next tournament has people sitting around going, "Wait, that's a flag now?" And speaking of people going, "Wait, that's a flag now," Canuck, why don't you go ahead and take us home?
Well, you pretty much did all the exiting I was gonna do, but once again, everybody, thanks for watching. Join the Discord. There is a lot of nice guys that will help you out. And then there's guys like me who just will watch you go through pain and suffering and laugh in your face. But, I'm one of those guys. But anyway, no, good race, Papa, Shadow. Be interesting to see you guys going forward. Can't wait to watch some more of your matches. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So, hey, join the Discord. Get in on the action. Get rubbed through a ribbon. It's all good.
On that note, hashtag Team Scrub is out.